Hi, I'm Brian. I'm building this 38-foot sailboat. In this episode, we cut the keelson at the angle needed for our transom to intersect it so that we can continue with the planking on the very top of the boat, and we do manage to finish the plank in this round. So we're at the stern of the boat here, and I'm just figuring out where my transom has to be, the very back of the boat, so that it will intersect properly with the keelson, because I have to make that cut before I put the planking on. Just so much simpler and easier to do it before all the planking's there than after. So there's a couple of things that the building plans tell us. They tell us that the distance from the aft of this frame to the outside of the center of the transom is the same as the camber on the top of the cabin. So I figured that out, and that's 4 1/8 inches right here. So I ripped this 2x6 to that size. The other thing that it tells me is that the height of this, where my transom makes the turn to a slant, okay, is the same height as the top of my rub rail. So I'll be able to take a measurement here with my rub rail, transfer it over here, so I'll know where that change in angle happens at. So here at 51 1/4 inches is where my transom will switch from going vertical to being angled in this way, and the plans tell us that that angle is 40.5 degrees. So I have that piece cut at the height I need. Now I need to cut one at 40.5 degrees to run up this way, and we'll see where it intersects with the keelson. So that's going to sit more or less like this. I do have to trim the upper edge so it'll fit underneath the keelson, but I have to go up top just to double check everything, as up top my rudder post comes through right almost at the end of my keelson, and I have a template for that, so I can double check to make sure that's fitting where it's supposed to. So this is part of my template here. Right here though, you can see I have marked out where the shaft for the rudder is, so I have to plumb down from here to where it's going to hit my keelson. So that line is where the shaft comes through all this material, and I actually have to put about another 8 inches underneath here to make a nice shaft block. And of course my transom won't be running right to that point because I want some material left after, so I've got my angle piece and we'll try it in place. So we've got to the point where our planks at the back of the boat come up onto the keelson, and now we need to cut them off. So I've got my laser level set there, and it is shooting a line. I'll have to turn out the lights, make it more visible, and I'm going to mark the top of these, and that should mark the center of the keelson, where these planks on this side are going to have to come up and join. So with the lights off, you can see the green line there where it's going to have to be cut to run up the center of the keelson. Continues on up that way, so looking forward to having this cut and getting ready to finish off this side. here it is. Very last plank that's going to be installed. Finish off this last little gap, and what an exciting time. And there we go, the last one installed. Now, once the epoxy hardens up, we'll cut off the tip here, all these planks, and we'll be able to start smoothing this out, filling it, so I can move on to the next layer and start putting plywood. Well, I am very excited about having this part done. It's been about 1 year and 5 months working at the boat part-time to get the hull to this spot. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. We'll catch you in the next one.